We need an expert to take us around what's the impact on the market. I was thinking of Sucheta Dalal because she's an expert on markets and she's been writing a lot about the implications.
Really glad that you're looking into this issue because I think it's very serious. So these are going to be like sitting ducks if something goes wrong. We have to be extra careful about them because I'm telling you, from 2 crore to 10 crore, SEBI has got away in the last 10-15 years because nobody knew enough about the capital market and nobody asked questions.
Did you hear this latest thing about Adani ji sitting in a meeting to overthrow the government, Maharashtra?
इससे ज़्यादा क्या हो सकता है?
So this is a financial institution, that's political institution.
Correct.
He's now deciding who's going to run the Vidhan Sabha.
Exactly. And सरकारें गिराना, toppling और ये सब में how can an industrialist so openly come?
सबके साथ हुआ था. आपको जैन साहब वापस बताता हूँ. अमित शाह थे, गौतम अडानी थे, प्रफुल्ल पटेल थे, देवेंद्र फडणवीस थे, अजित पवार थे.
अब धारावी कनेक्ट हो जाता है इससे. He wanted this government क्योंकि धारावी मिलेगा या वो सॉल्ट पैन वाला लैंड मिलेगा.
Right. And he can only get Dharavi if his valuation is up.
10 दिन मुंबई में था लगभग. वहाँ सब हैरान है कि अभी तक एक्शन क्यों नहीं हुआ. अनस्पोकन था पहले, अब स्पोकन हो गया. अब लोग कहने लग गए. ये बात जो आप अक्सर कहते हैं वो अब मुंबई में रेजोनेंस उसका बहुत बढ़ गया है. अब लोग खुद कहते हैं, उनके शब्दों में वही बात कहते हैं जो आप पिछले कई सालों से कह रहे हैं.
From our perspective, we want to find out who all is in this. It's pretty clear Mr. Adani is there.
Yes.
It's pretty clear Madhabi Buch is there, controlling the stock market, controlling the valuation. It's pretty clear the Prime Minister is there. Now, who else is in this thing?
आपने कई बार पूछा कि मार्केट पे इसका क्या इम्प्लीकेशन होगा. So let's talk to सुचेता जी.
Okay.
Really glad that you're looking into this issue because I think it's very serious. India is among the top 5 capital markets in the world. So the credibility of the capital market regulator is immensely important. The question that you rightly asked, which is, it's not that the SEBI chairperson is acting alone. And I don't think any SEBI chairperson ever has had the courage to say they won't appear unless there is some kind of tacit signal that don't worry, we can take care of it.
And the really interesting thing is that all the BJP members are fully aligned with the lady without even knowing, allowing her to come, without even asking any questions. They are saying, how dare you call her? Which to us is just completely bizarre because the PAC has every right to call her and listen to her in a neutral fashion.
I think what they're doing is a lot of damage to the country and the credibility of the capital market.
How do you feel, this type of lack of transparency is going to end up harming the retail investor?
The risk primarily is that the bigger you are, the more powerful you are not accountable. Because anybody who says that we are in a system where the SEBI chairperson is not accountable, you didn't disclose, you didn't recuse, you can't ask us. It is bound to come up. And when that happens, when there is no disclosures, who's affected? The retail investor, because the retail investor has the least knowledge. The retail investor is only trading on the basis of what is eventually out there in the media. He or she are supposed to see through the planting by influencers, what is not there, and then make a decision about what to invest in and what not to. SEBI has got away in the last 10-15 years because nobody knew enough about the capital market and nobody asked questions. But that is so vastly different post-2020, after the lockdown. Because people were sitting at home and, over time we've had digitization, you could trade from home. So suddenly people with a lot of time decided that let's take a look at the capital market. And I think that is something someone like me who's covered the market for 35-40 years, I'm really concerned about these. These are, people say, I have 5 years experience. It means nothing in a capital market. They have not seen a single bear market, which can last for a long time. So these are going to be like sitting ducks if something goes wrong. We have to be extra careful about them because I'm telling you, from 2 crore to 10 crore, 8 crore people in the market have come, have learnt about it for the first time and have seen nothing but a bull run.
एक सवाल जो सबके दिमाग में है, हमारे तो है ही, जो देखेंगे, जो सुन रहे हैं लोग, कौन बचा रहा है, क्यों बचा रहा है? These 2 questions, no one has an answer for. Would you be able to shed some light? आपको क्या लगता है?
The administrative ministry, the finance ministry and the government of India. दूसरा कोई बचा नहीं सकता है ना?
And क्यों?
Q is a million question. And Q is particularly perplexing to me because you're putting the entire credibility of the Indian capital market at risk. And why would you do it for one person? So obviously you're not doing it for one person is the conclusion one has to draw. Why would you put the country's reputation, the capital market reputation, the finance ministry's reputation behind one person? It's not logical to me.
The thing that perplexes me is why wouldn't they just get rid of her and replace her with somebody else? Because it's obvious now it's gone to a point where, everybody believes that there's a serious problem with this lady. And they somehow just are insisting on holding on to this lady. So there must be something that this lady either has on them or somebody wants this lady to be here at any cost.
So, you're actually talking about a little more extreme position saying, why aren't they getting rid of her? Even if I step back a little, my point is, why not due process? And the silence is not just about the government. There is a Central Vigilance Commission. She reports to them. Have you heard a squeak out of them? I mean, they're supposed to react to this, isn't it? Are they waiting for someone to complain? Or do they think that they are not accountable to anybody or don't have a role anymore? I mean, this is the destruction to central institutions that keep this democracy alive.
सुचिता जी, अपनी इन्वेस्टिगेशंस जितना हम कर सकते हैं हम लोग, हमारी पार्टी तो करेगी, आई एम श्योर आप भी कर रही होंगी, कि ये सिंडिकेट जाता कहाँ तक है? Where does the buck stop?
That is a difficult question for me to answer. Frankly, it's more a political question for you to raise, and I wish you all the best with it. I hope we get some answers. But there is a huge question mark in everybody's mind. There's no doubt about it, because as Rahulji correctly said, why this one official? I can understand a political person who gets votes, who's important to a certain constituency being protected. But I think this is the first time ever one has heard of one official being so important that they say, no questions to be asked. We are not even looking.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Good talking to you.